Let me ask you something. If someone handed you around 90 acres, just 30 minutes from State College, and said, build everything that we're gonna see here today, the question is, what do you think it would cost? Seriously, the land that we're gonna see, the house, the garages, the barn, the extra homes, everything. My guess is it would be a whole lot more than what the asking price is. Today we're in Morrisdale, Pennsylvania, touring one of the more interesting properties that have come across this year. You've got a custom mid-century modern home, multiple garages and workshops, classic red barn, a freshly resurfaced tennis court, and 2 additional homes that have public utilities already in place. They're all sitting on nearly 90 acres of that. The listed price is $699,000. Now, whether that's a great value or not, that's what I want to figure out here today. Because properties like this aren't really about bedroom counts or square footage. They're about everything that's already been built. So, as we walk around today, I want you to think beyond the house itself and take into consideration all of the things that we're looking at here and recreate this property like it's from scratch. I have a feeling by the end of this tour, you'll look at this place a little bit differently. So let's go take a look. So we're gonna start out here on the Morrisdale Allport Highway. If you go left here, that takes you down into Phillipsburg, and you can take 322 into State College. If you go out this way, you're heading out towards Interstate 80 in Cuylertown. But this is the access to the property. This is your driveway in. You got a 3-car garage here immediately. And it's a wraparound driveway. You can see it goes out and around both sides. So take a look here at this 3-car garage. And this is the front door. But we're gonna take a look at the outside of the property first, and then we'll go inside. So right now they got a lot of stuff kind of stored in here, but it's a pretty good sized garage. You could easily fit a vehicle, a big truck in here. Looks like they've got some supports out through that last bay. Not sure exactly what's going on there, but yeah, it's a 3-bay garage. And also got this little carport here. So this is where you can park, out of the, we're under a roof here, and you got a light. Also got a little side door there to go in. And we're gonna go out and around. So these are all bedrooms over here behind this wall, and each of them has a mini split system. So that's how this back part of the property, the house, is heated and cooled. It's by way of those mini splits. And the property boundary is right around that wall. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this little pathway. So this back part of the property, which is, where your kids would live, they have their own little access. And here's your outdoor unit for the mini splits. And they have their own little patio here. So that, we'll go inside and you'll see, when we see this, just remember that green outdoor carpet, because there's a little rec room inside that sliding glass door there on the right. That's into the kitchen. That's into the kids area, a little rec room area. All the bedrooms are back through there. And then you got a little, probably an outdoor kind of shed closet, outdoor closet basically. So, vent. So there's a oil boiler down in the basement, and underneath of us right now is a big oil tank. We'll see that in a minute. Over there's the fill for it. You got these two skylights that light that area nicely. And then you've got this set of Bilco doors. I think in the past they used to have a wood-fired stove to heat the house down there, and that's probably how they get the wood in. But this is the back patio. Again, oh man, wish we didn't have all this smoke, because that view is tremendous on a clear day. So, but this is your back patio. This is the back patio area in general. You've got your outdoor unit. So the other part of the house that doesn't have mini splits, the main part, so the primary suite, the family room, kitchen, dining room, all that is all cooled with that AC unit. So if you wanted to update to a heat pump, you probably could, but you do have heating and cooling throughout the house that way. You got this cool little area here. This tree needs a little TLC, a little trimming, but aspen tree, nice shade tree. Got a little bench underneath of it. Got this other patio, which is, again, that's off of the family room. Got that little sitting area there. And we'll just keep going around. All this, if it was cleaned up, it would look amazing. That's that little kind of sitting area for entertainment. And the house does have a newer rubber roof. The rubber roof is about 3 years old. So anytime you have a roof that's only sloped gently like this, you're not going to be using necessarily metal or shingles. So it is a rubber roof. And then there's your chimney. It all looks in good shape. And that's in the family room, and we'll see that here in a second when we go in. But this is the front entrance right here. So we'll go in. Quick pause before we keep going. If you enjoy property tours like this one, I'd love to have you subscribe. One of my favorite parts of this job is getting to walk through all kinds of different properties throughout central Pennsylvania. Every once in a while, one comes along that makes you stop and think a little differently about value. And I think this is one of those properties. All right, we've still got a lot to see, so let's keep going. Okay, so we're at that carport again. There's the carport entrance. I'll point that out when we're inside. And then this is the main front door. Went with a nice subtle neon yellow. But this is your receiving area. Nice big receiving area. You come right into the family room. You've got that big hearth. It's got carpet on it. Maybe you want to lose the carpet. You could do all kinds of things with that, though. It is a nice hearth in general. But check out this family room. Nice big family room. Got a vaulted ceiling here. Got a little coat closet here as you come in. So we'll just kind of back in. And then right off of that is a little dining area. And it's got a pass through from the kitchen. So we've got a lot of mid-century modern styles here. You know, all this cabinetry. This was pretty classic for that day, to have little pulls rather than have knobs. They'll just have little tabs for your fingers. But something neat about this one is it goes through to the kitchen. So that's kind of neat. These are probably just poplar, but they're in great shape. And it's open through, and there you can see you got your vents. It's nice and cool in here. AC seems to be working well. So just to give a little context here. So again, family room, back on the other side of the grand piano. That's the primary suite, which you also have access to from the kitchen, which is right back through here. So let's just go back through the kitchen first. So looks like you got granite on this island. You got a flat top cook surface and a nice big vent. So it's not a bad sized kitchen. It's actually pretty nice. You got Corian tops on this part of the kitchen. Here's that pass through for those cabinets. It's a nice little cabinet. So it's one of the things I'd say about this house. It's pretty neat is you got a lot of storage. Very functional. Oh, this is kind of a neat touch. Look at this. This is tongue and groove drawer. And then you can open the other doors that way too. So there's your sink. Again, this is a Corian top. It's in good shape. Nice thing about Corian too is you can actually refinish it. You got a little nook there. And this is kind of neat. Oh, and you know, if you have cassettes still, if you still have cassette tapes, there's how you play them. But this is another little pantry. And I'll open both sides here. I'll open this side now. This is pretty neat. That's for your spices. So you got your spice rack there. And then it opens up to more storage. And these are actually pretty deep. Take the pin out and then you can open this side too. So you got more storage back there. Not super deep shelves, but pretty cool. And then you got even more storage here that goes through to the other side. And these are actually really neat. They don't make these anymore. This is an old Frigidaire. Check this out. Zoop. Zoop. And they say, that's a vintage oven, folks. You don't get that every day. And then this is the back part of the property, the back part of the house. So this is where the bedrooms are. We'll go look at the primary suite last. How about that? So let's go here. So if you remember, I told you to remember that green carpet. So right there's that green carpet. This is kind of a little common area. These are the bedrooms. You get a bedroom there, and then I suppose that could be a bedroom. It's got a half bath in it. So, but I think it's got closets, so it could be a bedroom. And this is like a Murphy table. It's not a Murphy bed, Murphy table. So it actually folds up and then goes into that cabinet. So it doesn't have to be out and about. But there's your mini split. Got one of those there. These are the bedrooms. Got a mini split in each of the bedrooms. And they have these little nooks, I'm guessing for like, you know, if this was a kid's room, that's where they do their homework and whatnot, and they got their own little closet. And this is the room that has a half bath. So it's got a closet over here. And it's also got this cedar closet. So pretty neat. Got a cedar lined closet. And it's got a half bath in it. So a makeup station, toilet. And then this is that little hallway we came in through. That's the kitchen over there. Over there. And then this is the full bath for those bedrooms. So you got a double bowl sink, tub, and toilet with a little kind of toiletries nook. And then another little linen closet. Okay, so again, that's the kitchen. This is just another closet. Here's a laundry chute. We'll see where that goes in a minute. And we're just gonna jet down to the basement. Way down to the basement, got another closet. And again, this is that door I mentioned off of the carport. So right outside this door is the carport. So you can see. We'll go down to the basement. It's not necessarily finished, but it does have pool table, so you could use this as a rec room. Back here, you've got your power box, so, and then just some storage. And this is where the laundry goes. So that's your laundry chute. Because you got your laundry machines right here with your slop sinks for cleaning. Got pegboard all over the place. There's your whole house intercom. Again, you got more storage. So those are storage. Got more storage here. And then this is your water heater and your boiler. I know it's dark. Don't think there's a light in here. So that's your boiler. Looks like it was installed in 2002. And it's oil. Looks like the water heater is electric. And then you got just kind of a extra room here. This is the back side. There's your boiler again. And then you got your Pittsburgh toilet. And then this is your oil tank. Yes, it's a very large, let's see if we can get that all in the frame. That's a big oil tank. I don't remember the exact size of it, but hundreds of gallons if you wanted it. So, in any event, and then there's the Bilco doors out. Got your your little skylights there. And that's the basement. So we're going to go back up here. Sorry to waste time here at this transition. I might cut this out. But if I don't, you get to listen to me talk. Okay, so we're in the kitchen. Back in the kitchen here. And this is your flat top cooking stove again, looking out over the green patio. Remember, you've got the rec room over there. It's your outdoor patio. And then this is the primary, and this goes into the primary bathroom. Immediately you've got a closet here on the right. This is your primary bathroom. It's just a single bowl sink. And you've got a toilet, it's a private toilet room. And you've got the bathtub. So pretty good sized. I mean, you could put another sink in there. This is the primary bedroom. Pretty nice size. Again, if the smoke wasn't here, the views from this room would be tremendous. And it goes right out onto the patio and also out into the family room. And you got another closet there. So let's look at that, just to, again, to remind you how nice this room is. You got these big windows up above as well. So a lot of good natural light, even with the lights on, or without the lights on, there was a lot of nice light. But just to look out, this is what you're working with here. This would be a really nice place for entertaining. But let's go look at the rest of the property. So we're gonna go down to look at some of the rest of the property here. There's the windmill. There's your tennis court. And this is looking out over all the fields. So it's pretty, it's not level. I mean, it's rolling, and unfortunately we got all the smoke coming out of Canada right now, and that is disrupting our view. But this view, I've seen it without the smoke. It is tremendous up here. So we're on top of the Allegheny Plateau, and it's just a beautiful view from here. But this is where basically all of the structures are huddled, is down here. So you get the red barn, you got the tennis court, you've got a 4-bay garage over there, you've got a drive-through pole barn, and then you've got a cottage and a little single bed living house. I'm not sure what we want to call it, but we'll go look at those there in a minute. But there, up here is the house, and all around the house. So, and then out there is the Morrisdale Allport Highway, of course. So, let's go take a look. And just something while we're walking down. So this could all be, like, if you didn't want to have to deal with maintaining all of this, you could just hire a farmer to hay it for you. It's quite a big chunk of ground. Or you could use it as a place to hunt birds. Here's the tennis court. We'll just walk through the tennis court. This has recently been resurfaced. You can see there's a meter there for power. So it does have lights. You can see there's lights up above. We'll come in here. It's in really great shape. Looks like that's even a new net. Oh. So maybe tennis isn't your thing, but you have kids that like hockey. You could turn this into a roller hockey court. If you like pickleball, you could obviously turn it into pickleball court. Probably make this into 2 pickleball courts even. But anyhow, kind of a cool little place that has got potential for other things. So here we've got, it's actually, I misspoke, it's a 5-bay garage. And then you've got the pole barn over there, which is a pass-through, and then the big red barn. And all of these buildings are in really good shape. So I'm kind of doing things on the fly here today, folks. I should have unlocked this prior, so you're gonna have to hang tight here for a sec while I unlock this. This is TV magic, folks. Boom, it's open. So, this is just a big workshop space. Nice big area. Could do a lot with this. It's got 5 bays. It's just a block building. Looks like they do have some kind of a oil heating unit here. It's obviously got power. Got lights all throughout. So just a lot of opportunity with a building like this. So we'll just walk around. on the other side of it, we've got this pole barn. It's a drive-through pole barn. And in between, you've just got in between the buildings. Again, another nice big space. They've got a tractor and a mower in here right now. But this building could easily be insulated, and it's got power to it. So, just a nice big space. Right. Now, what I know a lot of people have been wondering, because there aren't any pictures online, hey, what's that house look like? So as we're walking up, I'll give you a little context. The house is going to need to be fully renovated. Looks like it's got a metal roof on it. The exterior looks like it's in good shape. Looks like the gutters might need a little cleaning there, but you know, not too bad coming up. You are going to need some new windows, and here we go. I'm going to get through pretty quick, by the way. So this would be kind of like a main living room area. And looks like it had radiant baseboard heating, but I'm not sure if this would have been considered a bedroom. My guess is it does. It's got the old mid-century modern kind of style cabinetry, just like the main house. We've got a coat closet here. And then this is the hallway back. Yeah, it's hard to see. It's a bathroom. The power's off right now, so I can't turn the light on. Then you've got, there's your boiler. And it's got, looks like an old fuse box there. And that would be for your washer dryer. It doesn't look like that terribly old of a water heater, actually. And then this would have probably been a dining room. And then this would be your kitchen. And then maybe another family room or something. So it's got the radiator heat in the walls there. Again, that mid-century modern kind of cabinetry style. But that's what this little cottage looks like. All right, let's go look at the other one. So there's another little house. You can see it off in the distance under the trees. And that's something you're probably going to want to consider, is removing some trees around this property, this little house. It's got a big Norway spruce towering over it. So that's probably not a good thing. But cute little living space right here next to the big red barn. And again, I wish, oh, that smoke. If it wasn't for the smoke, the view here would be tremendous. So we'll take a look at this. This is really just a one bedroom. It is essentially it's a, what's the word I'm looking for? So it doesn't have a kitchen, but it does have a bathroom. So you've got a full bath. And again, this is going to need a full renovation as well. But it could be a nice guest house. Interesting panel ceiling. And again, this whole property is on public utilities. So that is a nice bonus. Let's go take a look at the big red barn. So I'm going to start down here at the bottom. And I went through this before, and it's in really good shape. I've seen a lot of barns, and it's in pretty good shape for a barn. So first thing I always look at when I look at a barn is the roof and underneath of the roof, because that's what's protecting your whole barn. If the roof goes bad, the rest of it goes in tow. So we have a concrete floor here. That's gravel floor. Looks like you got a door over there so you can pull in equipment. And then we'll go into the other side, but this is basically for equipment over here. So both of these are pull through. So that's pull through door, another door over there. Okay, no, I'm sorry, not drive through. Take that back. I take it back. You can pull in from these ends. Both of those doors swing open. And that one's not quite as big as I thought it was. So you could probably get a piece of equipment in there, just depending on how big it was. But anyhow, it's a dirt floor. Structurally though, everything is sound. That's what we're concerned about when we look at barns. So, and also we always want to look closely at these walls. Make sure everything there is good. So let's go into the main part of the barn now. Could use a coat of paint, but it's not in bad shape. You could get away with not painting it for a little while. Gonna go back, show you all the way up. So we're gonna go into that lower door, because from that we'll be able to access the whole thing. Just want to step back here, make sure we highlight. It looks like it's got a good roof. From when I was inside, I could tell it's got a good roof because there's no leaking coming in that I saw. So this is considered a bank barn. That's your bank. Up above, got your hay storage down below. Looks like they had some livestock in here at some point. So yeah, got these bays. I'm not sure what they had in here. Probably cow. So on the other side, there's some feeding troughs that look like they're for cows. You see through there. Anyhow. So again, structurally, I think it's in good shape. Let's go upstairs. Watch your head. All right, so the main part, pull in. Lots of storage for hay. And if you wanted, you'd have to, so there's no zoning here. I don't know if you could turn this into a wedding venue or not. You might run into some noise ordinance issues. This is a little back area. It's kind of its own little space. Not sure exactly what they use that for. Other people more knowledgeable, barns are probably screaming, "It's for this." Please tell us in the comments. So yeah, looking at the roof, It's in good shape. Got a little trap door here. And you got a door out there in case you want to go check on that roof. Got more hay storage. Pretty nice barn. Oh, and of course, these are your doors that go out. Let's see. It's probably pinned, yeah. But that just goes out to that bank. So you can get your tractor up in here. We're gonna go back out, and I wanna point out something about those fields. So something, now, have to look into this, but there's a road, if you can see these houses, and I'm not remembering it off the top of my head, but if you look this property up, and you can look it up by way of grabbing the address in the description, by the way. You see these houses, there's a road over there, it's Oak something or other, and it goes back, and this parcel, and I'll show you this, and I'll probably pop up a map here. As I'm saying this, there's probably a map popping up in the screen. Good job. Anyhow, this property goes back and has access along that road. So again, you'd have to look into the ordinance, but I wonder if you couldn't do something off of that section, maybe like storage units or something like that. If you wanted to make some extra income on the property, could be something to look into. I know that market's pretty saturated around State College, but maybe it isn't as much up here. Something to look into. So anyhow, man, I wish that view was available to us here today, because this is a tremendous view if we had it. But all these fields, as you can see, you see those buildings off in the distance there. The property line is right before those. So it's a big chunk. And then of course, back up there on the other side of the tennis courts is the main house. So what do you think? If you started with a blank piece of ground, could you recreate everything that we've seen today for the asking price? I'm not so sure. There's the nearly 90 acres, the custom mid-century home, the garages, the workshops, the barn, the tennis court, the 2 additional homes with public utilities already in place. Whether you're looking at it as a family estate, place to run a business, hobby farm, or simply a property with room to grow, it's one of those places that's hard to compare because there just really aren't many like it. That's actually one of the reasons I enjoy touring properties like this, is because they remind us that real estate isn't always about finding the biggest house or the newest kitchen. Sometimes the real value is in everything that's already been created over the years. If you'd like more information about this property, I'll include some details about the listing down below in the description, so go check that out. And if you enjoy this kind of tour, make sure that you subscribe, because I've got a lot more unique properties from all around central Pennsylvania coming your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.